All right, what's up, everybody? You know we back on The Real, The Ratchet, and The Reckless. I'm your host, Nessa Nandez. What the fuck is good? I'm so excited because it's a Monday, and you know we make it happen every Monday. And this week, I'm really excited because I have another podcast that I'm collabing with, and I feel like it's just the vibe now. You know, podcasters love to fucking talk, so it's just the thing. But I'm really excited. Today, I have the HomoHomies Podcast. What is up? We got Erick in a motherfucking studio, and we got Jose.
Hey.
Ooh, we had a little bit of technical difficulties like always, but we're making it happen. What's up, y'all? It's a Friday. Y'all got any plans tonight?
I don't know. Well, I'm going to go get a cavitation done. So my friend is going to work on my stomach and get me snatched for the summer, girl. Shit.
Oh, where at? Honey, we need, I need that to happen.
What's a cavitation?
Cavitation is where they burn your fat through like laser, kind of like laser lipo, and then he like does like a vacuum sucking thing. So like it like kind of like sucks all the fat.
I thought you had a cavity or something.
Cabrona, no.
No, I actually just started following someone that does that, and I be seeing her, and I'm like so tempted to hit her up. Like, girl, like, cause they do it. It looks like kind of like not like a steamer, but like a plancha. I don't know if it's the same one that you said, right? And she even do it to your legs, like to make everything.
So they burn it off, like it melts off.
It melts the fat, and you can actually hear it. So if you hear it ringing in your ear, that means that it's burning and it's doing its job.
Oh, it's working. That means it's working.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a whole ass bonfire for me. You can do a carne asada like also like one lonja.
For real, I was telling my mom the other day, I was like, you know what? Like, is it sad that I'm considering lipo already? Like, take this shit out of me and give it away. Like, I'll sell my fat because I don't want to nowhere else. Like, I'm good. You know how they'll take their fat out?
I don't think anybody's accepting fat donations.
Hey, skinny bitches. But yeah, guys, thank you just so much for joining me and being open to doing this little collab. So we're gonna just jump right in, and I do want to start with both of you to, you know, shout out where y'all from, where y'all grew up, and kind of just a little bit about your background so the listeners know.
Myself, I'm from Los Angeles, California, baby.
Wah, wah.
And I was born and raised in El Monte. Hey, SGB.
Let me give you a little. Ooh.
I love it. And Jose?
I am from like around the corner. No, I actually moved here from Miami 2 years, 3 years ago. So now I'm like an LA person, I guess. But I live in the Valley, so you can call me a Valley girl. It's all good. I live here in Northridge, but my parents are Mexican and Guatemalan, and I'm born and raised in Texas.
Oh, nice. So yeah, you kind of been everywhere. That's cool. And your parents are Mexican too, Erick?
She's very international. Yeah, I'm first generation Mexican. So my parents are from Jalisco y DF.
Ah, nice. Well, I was born here in LA, and my dad's from El Salvador, and my mom's Mexican, but she was born here. My dad was born in El Salvador, so I'm a little bit of both. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, puchica!
Mira,
have you been to El Salvador?
No, never. I know. I heard it's beautiful. What? Yeah.
You need to go.
I know. I actually, my dad's actually out there right now, so I should visit. But you know, Rona. And I was gonna go to Miami in May too. I've been wanting to go to Miami. You're the second.
But no, don't use Rona. Don't use Rona.
Don't use Rona.
I ain't trying to travel right now.
Yeah, you're like what? 20 you're like 20 years old, and like you've had 20 years to go to Salvador, and you haven't gone.
No. Is that so hard to believe?
Especially in this pandemic. Especially in this pandemic, you have like cheap flight prices, so you better take advantage of it now, girl.
I know, but you know what? The country was shut down for a little bit. Like my dad was like, they ain't letting none of y'all in here. For real. But I mean, things look like they're getting better, so hopefully. But yeah, El Salvador is beautiful. Like I've had my dad's side, they're always in El Salvador, and my sister I think's gone once, but I've never gone. I don't know. It's just
I've gone a couple of times to Salvador, and it's beautiful.
Oh,
and what part of Mexico is your mom from?
My mom is from LA, but my grandma is from Durango, and my grandpa's from Guadalajara.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I visited those parts of Mexico for sure, but I don't know why. Well, because you know, also we don't have a lot of family out there. It's crazy, but we like the Salvadorian side. We don't. Most of everybody is in LA, so it's like probably maybe that's why it wasn't a thing to go out there and visit, because it's like who we gonna visit? Like, you know, there's no family out there. But
so everybody's over here having pupusas and curtido, right?
Oh, hell yeah. They definitely brought the culture with them because I stay eating, and the culture is definitely very much alive still. You know how sometimes the culture will die out? But thank God, like I have literally my Mexican and Salvadorian culture out the roof. So
what are the best pupusas in LA?
Okay, let me tell you. So I live here in the hood, right? So I'm kind of by USC, like the Coliseum. So
okay.
Like that, I don't know if it's Pico Union area, but it's for sure in like downtown area. It's 8th. I go. That's where we've been getting our pupusas. Not forever because they've closed down as we got older. A lot of places closed down. But right now, my favorite pupusas are on I think it's 8th and Hoover, or 7th and Hoover. It's by a little Wilchos. The Winchos?
What's it called?
El Molcajetes, I think.
El Molcajetes.
El Molcajetes.
Nice.
We gotta go check it out. Let's go.
And the pastelitos. I love pastelitos.
Girl, I try to make my own pupusas here at home with the masa for the tortillas. That was hard shit to do.
No, it's all in the hands. Like I've tried it with my grandma and my tia, and they're like, "Vane, salte de la cocina." No, salte. I'm like, what? They're like, "No, this is embarrassing." But yeah, it's like a whole technique. It's not just
Yeah, it's really hard, and then to fold it, like stuffing it and folding it. I'm like, girl, I'm not good at stuffing. I'm good at getting stuffed. Hey!
You're like, why does my pupusa look like an empanada?
Seriously. No, yeah, because you can't make them too fat.
Exactly.
It's like a whole thing. But yeah, so I'm glad we got Mexico up in this beach, and we got a little bit of Salvi in this podcast right now. So besides that, so Miami, you're the second person I meet from Miami, Jose. And I think it's, it's a sign. It's a sign. Like, bitch, take your ass out there. But I really, because people be like, oh, LA, blah, blah, blah. But I really feel like Miami is such a fucking hype that I need to experience.
You do. I miss Miami every day. Aww. I mean, what I like about Miami is that all year round, it just feels like you're on a vacation. It just feels laid back. You know how like sometimes you have to get away and you go to like the Santa Monica Pier or like the Venice or whatever beach. Like imagine that, like the whole city like that, Yes, but also what I love about LA is that it's super like nature. Like you can go to the mountains, you can go hiking, you can go to like all these different, like the snow. You don't have that in Miami. Miami is like all beach.
And how's the party life out there?
It's like it's party central. So imagine, how like the Vegas little strip is.
Oh yeah, I
like
live. That's my second home. Vegas is my second home. But Rona, I haven't been there. I might go
though. Ratchet. If Vegas is your second home.
Yes, trust me. And I love it because I really live by what happens there stays there. Like I live by that shit. Ain't nobody gotta know what happened.
That's where you go to commit your little crimes.
Yeah.
And that's why. That's why they say what happens in Miami never happened. Hey,
that's what's up. I need to go there though. But yeah, so shout out to Miami and LA, baby. Y'all already know what it is, LA all day. But yeah, so guys, I want to really know how this all podcast came about for you guys, because every podcaster has a fucking story, and I want to know yours.
Well, it started off by a club owner hitting me up, and his name is Marty Sokol, and he owns a club out here called Chico's. Mm-hmm. And he also had a club called Cobra in North Hollywood as well. So he hit me up and he wanted to start a podcast, and he's like, hey, mijo, you have a name that's called the HomoHomie. You're gay, you're friendly, you talk with a lot of people, the community well, and you're the face of the Latinx community. Like, I'm pelon. I look like a cholo, but I'm really not,
No, right? The name is perfect. And you don't even got to question the name of the podcast, really.
Yeah, exactly. So it took off from there, and he lent us the Cobra venue, and we were recording the podcast out of there. And so that's how it all began. And I selected Jose as my co-host because he is well involved with entertainment industry. He's also gay. He knows the gay lifestyle for the entertainment part.
I'm gay.
And you are, girl. Last time I checked, okay. Booty bump. But so him and I hit it off from another podcast that I was helping to run back in the day with Amber Rose. Ooh. And so so that was interesting, and him and I met through that podcast, and we've been hitting it off ever since. And now we have the HomoHomie Podcast, baby.
Ooh, let me give it a little And I love how open you guys are to talking so much on there. Like, I was looking through your profile, and I love that because I feel like sometimes I've expressed it with other podcasters that sometimes when personally for me, when I started this shit, I never thought about, damn, in the future I'm really gonna have to open up. You know, like there's like, and it'll trigger some things, but it's like at the end of the day, like the listeners love that shit. Like they love the rawness. They love that we can just like, we all going through shit, you know? But yeah, I think that the
podcast really pushes our boundaries.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, you should count how many times Erick has cried on our episodes.
Oh,
I mean, if we were to take a shot for every time Erick cried on one of the episodes, we'll be drunk as fuck.
Hey, no.
And same thing with me. Like Erick was mentioning, like I come from I have my career in marketing and working in entertainment and Hollywood and all that stuff. So I feel like a lot of pressure from my peers, like the people that I work with and the brands that I work with and my clients, and I have to keep it professional. Like I can be cool like this and like be ratchet as fuck, that's fine, but I still have to watch like what I say, right? Yeah. And so the being on a podcast, on a public podcast that's Latino, that's urban, that's gay, it really like pushed me, you know. Like sometimes I'm like, because I'm more of the reserved one, and I'm like, I don't really want to talk about that topic because, you know, I'm embarrassed or I'm shy or I don't want that information out there. But then I'm like, fuck it, let's do it, and we talk about it, and I feel so much better afterwards. You know, I feel like some weight was lifted off my shoulders, even though I haven't lost weight in forever. Yeah.
No, I feel that.
He's my J-Lo and I'm his Cardi B.
Sorry.
No, what was the reason?
Whoa, oh my God. Literally, I told my sister today, I'm like, hey, Sweetie and Quavo broke up. And she was like, what was the reason?
He cheated.
Yeah, I'm like, they're all cheaters.
She tweeted that he cheated.
Yep. What did she say? She's like, she said something about like when he gives the intimacy. Yeah. Oh, and you know, Sweetie deep. She looked like you don't want to fuck with her loyalty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Nessa? Like, because I was talking about this yesterday watching Drag Race, about cheating. Like some people, I'd be looking at them like they're dumb. Like they get cheated on and then they forgive them. And then I'm like, well, I haven't been cheated on, so I don't know what I would do in that situation. But like, I'm sure like if you love someone so much, like I can easily see people like turn a blind eye and be like, you know what, I forgive you because I love you so much, you fucked up. Yeah. But then me, I'm like, I wouldn't. Like, I feel like once a cheater, always a cheater.
And Jose, let me go in there real quick about that, because you know what? And you know what? You look like the type, like you don't even, I feel like you give me that vibe, like you don't even give them the chance to cheat. That's number one. Like I feel that. But I've never been cheated on, okay? But look, not because I know. Listen, I don't know. Not that I found out. I doubt it. I really doubt it because men are dogs. But it has never, like, I've never caught him. Like, I've never, you know, no bitch was ever like, oh, your man is in my DMs. Like, it's never been like that. And I'm not one to check phones, really. But, you know, sometimes I look over, like, or I'll pick up his phone. Like, it was very comfortable like that. But never. I've never, like, caught my man cheating. And I don't got a man right now, though. But.
Well, have you ever cheated on a man?
See, that's different.
That is a sad story. That's
if y'all
so
can see her right now.
You gonna ask me that, Jose?
See her right now.
God damn. Look, but I was young. No. I was young. It was toxic, so I felt like he deserved it.
Do you feel like it's only cheating if you get caught? Yay or nay?
No, you don't be a cheater. I don't promote that. Yeah, cheating is cheating. Like, that's sneaky. It's cowardly. I feel like you a coward.
Okay, what about this? I'm gonna take it up one more.
I like this. This is intense.
Okay, so you know how like cheating is like he went on a date with her or he fucked her, whatever. But what about like him just like flirting through social media? Like never physical contact, never picked up the phone, just like, or like even like porn, like, oh, he has like a favorite porn star and he's always like jerking off to her behind your back. Like, is that cheating?
I don't even got a man and you hurting my fucking feelings. Look.
I would feel some type of way. Like,
Erick, what do you think? I don't know. Don't let me answer this.
Well, first of all, I hate both you bitches because I've been cheated on before and that sucks. It really does. I'd rather have somebody be honest with me and upfront and let me know, hey, you want an open relationship? Let's do this. I have an open mind. I'm open thinking. But
what was the reason? Why did he cheat?
Porque es un pendejo. That's why. And I was in love with him. I was in love with him.
He's trying to blame you. He's trying to blame you, Erick.
It wasn't shit. I had good cookie. Let me tell you, I gave it really good, but he was just a little player. He wanted to do his thing.
It's his fault. It's
he liked the thrill of the game, and so
it wasn't that you weren't the right cookie. It's just that he was a cookie monster
for him. Yeah, that
basically. But you know, for somebody to be checking out porn or something like social media wise, that wouldn't even bother me. It's like whatevs, you know. So it's kind of like that secret fantasy crush, that like celebrity crush that you have.
Okay, if YG had a little porn site, yeah, I'd probably watch it because I think YG is so fine. Like I hate him because he's such a dog. Like I know he's a dog. Like I would never date somebody with like YG, but I think he's really attractive.
Yeah, it's a free pass for me for somebody to do that. So I mean, you know, if they don't act really upon
but
their
imagine
actions,
every night, like, okay, baby, good night, and then they turn on their favorite porn with their favorite porn star. That's gonna be a problem eventually.
Well, I don't know. As long as they put their face on my face or whatever, I don't know what it is. But shit, I don't know. Sometimes I need that sleep.
So like sometimes like I'll have a crush on somebody, like a real person that I know, and then like I'll go check out all these hot guys or hot, you know, Instagram accounts of like hot muscle guys or hot Latino guys or whatever the case may be, right? And then I see that person that I have a crush on already liked all those photos.
Oh, that's smart.
Like I'll probably like not like the photo because I don't need people knowing what I like or don't like. But then I see my crush. You know, Instagram will put the person that you follow or like you have in mutual. They'll put them first. It'll be like Nessa liked this and then 1,000 other people, right? Yeah. So I'm like, damn, Nessa liked all these people already. You know. So then I get in my feelings. I'm like, damn, my crush is like over here like liking this. I don't know. I don't know. I sound dumb or whatever, but that's how I be feeling.
Your crush is over there being a sucia.
I be in my feelings. Like, I'm just like, it's funny because I feel like when I was in a relationship, I really wasn't the jealous type. But I feel like it has to do with how the relationship is. Like, if there's trust, if there's jealousy. I feel that I was very confident and he was very insecure. So it makes sense why he was jealous and why I wasn't jealous. But I feel if I were to be insecure and with another partner, like if he made me, like say he cheated on me, right? Would I forgive him? I don't think so. Because I feel like you said, once a cheater, always a cheater. But if I would forgive him, I would already feel insecure. So even him liking a picture like that, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. And I don't want that in a relationship.
I'm a very jealous person too. And someone once told me that jealousy comes from insecurity. And I like it. That hurt me because I'm like, no, I'm not insecure. But they're like, think about it. Like, you know, if you're jealous, if you get jealous off of a like or something like that, like there's a deeper insecurity there that you have to like dig and like find out. And I didn't like that reality, you know?
Who likes to dig? Jesus Christ. Trauma. Fuck. But yeah, guys. Oh, that was good. I like how that took a turn. So shout out to Sweetie. Welcome back, Sweetie, to the single live, baby. You know, we always open hands here for the single people, baby. It's a party. My mom's like, I see being single is a new trend. I'm like, yes, Mom, it is. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. So I do want to dive into, you did mention how you are into the whole drag race, Jose. I do want to just jump into that since we have this energy right now, because I feel like that's a whole fucking vibe in another world that I be shook. Like it's a magical world. It's a fucking magical world. I've only gone to something similar would be, obviously it's so like everybody's been there, Hamburger Mary's. And I fucking love that shit. And it's like, you know, you've been there, right? Unlimited mimosas, bitch. Mm-hmm. Woo-hoo! Money flying everywhere.
That's the whole reason everybody goes for Sunday brunch. So it's like, all right, you have the drag race, you have everything going, and you have unlimited mimosas, and you get fucked up and have a good time. So, hey.
Tell me what people don't know about drag race, though, or like the whole drag life that you wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know how nightlife is. Even like in the straight nightlife, you know, there's always an entertainers. There's the DJs. There's like the strippers. There's like the go-go dancers. And so in gay nightlife, we have go-go dancers as well, DJs, whatever. But then we also have this element of like drag impersonation, which takes it up to a whole nother level. It's like we can have, you know, a Britney Spears or a Gloria Trevi or what a J-Lo performing at our gay clubs through a drag impersonator. And I think that has been part of gay culture for decades. And so for RuPaul, you know, who is the most famous drag queen of all time, and black and powerful and such an influence in the LGBT community, for her to launch this platform, Drag Race, on TV, has done a lot of wonders for the community. because it's gone mainstream. So like even right now, like you're straight or bi, I don't know, and we're talking on a straight podcast about Drag Race, you know? And so everyone knows about Drag Race. They're winning Emmys all the time. They're always nominated for awards. And it's like the most watched gay thing on TV, you know? And it's fabulous because all like my straight girlfriends, like they love watching it for like the makeup, the wigs, the fashion, like, you know, the dancing, like there's just so much, you know, competitiveness to it. And if you love like those type of reality shows where they're competing, like whether it's like in the kitchen or makeup or something like that, you'll get a little bit of everything on Drag Race.
And it also shows that we as gay men appreciate women a lot because we know the work that you guys put into for, you know, to looking beautiful, to getting ready, to, you know, having your makeup done and looking on point and stuff like that. So it just gives us a better insight on a woman's world and what you guys go through. But also, you know, the fact that we take appreciation too, and we're able to be bold enough to be in drag and be wearing drag. I mean, I did drag for just a minute, you know, and I was called Lola Cinnabon.
Ooh.
Lola
Cinnabon. I like that.
I just didn't like it because I had to shave my body all the time. I had to put the medias on. I had to put the little skirt, and then had to get the wig just right, and then the makeup on point. And I got tired of it.
What about you, Jose?
I've never done drag. I've never even done it for like Halloween or whatever. I have too much respect for it. Like, I don't want to fuck it up.
You know what? Right? No, for real. And I feel like also back to what Jose said, like, it is a vibe. Like, I feel like when us women, like, we get ready or we put our makeup or we do our hair, you know, it's in general, guys, y'all don't really got nothing to work with. Like, y'all got your short hair, like, you know, and women, like, we put earrings, we add stuff, like, and it's a vibe. And I feel like you also get to feel that, like, in drag, you get to experience that. Like, what a fucking, like, hype it is, like, to look in the mirror and be like, I'm that bitch. Like, you know, it's a whole hype and it's confidence and yeah, it's empowering.
Yeah. And I think one thing that I love about it recently, and this happened like literally like in the past 2 years, is so RuPaul, every time she gives them the challenge for the day, because it's like a weekly show, she always says like drag queens, start your engines, you know, because it's like Drag Race. And she's like, and may the best woman win. And so I always thought that was clever, like may the best woman win, because they're trying to be women on stage. And they changed it this year. Now it just says, and may the best drag queen win, because they're eliminating like that gender title, you know, those roles. And it's like, listen, like skirts, like in Europe, there's men that wear skirts all the time, you know, like it's only society who told us like, oh, pink is for girls and blue is for boys. That's why like we're against, well, I personally, you know, we're against gender reveal parties like at baby showers and things like that, because it's like, you don't know what you're going to have. You don't know how they're going to end up. Like, you don't know, like my favorite color could be pink and I could be a man. Like society told you that. So yeah, I like that these shows like Drag Race are like really making us think about things like that.
Well, especially now that they're incorporating the transgender community, which is great. So
like, honestly, I feel like we're in a time where like, can people stop giving a fuck about what other, like, can people worry about themselves? Like, why are you so in my business? Like, can I be whatever the fuck you want to be? And it's like, I feel that people, like, back to what Jose was saying about if you feel some type of way about something or jealous, or if something gets you upset, like, it's something within, baby girl. Like, if you upset that I'm doing this or looking like this or don't want to consider myself a gender, then like, worry about your gender. Like, I don't know, like, apply all your concerns to yourself. Like, I feel like we're in 2021 already, and it's more normal to be like, bitch, and what? Like, you know, growing up, I don't know if you guys can relate. And the Latino culture was kind of like, everybody's like, ¿qué van a pensar la gente? Like, what are the people going to think? I don't know, Eric, how that was for you, like, growing up. What do you feel like your family was like super traditional?
I mean, I never really did anything overly flamboyant when I was around my family. I mean, we went to church every Sunday. You know, I grew up Catholic, but it wasn't really mandatory for us to go. So we're non-traditional practicing Catholics.
Oh my God, that's how we were growing up, and then we just stopped going to church after my quince.
Yeah, so I was just like, it was like whatever, you know. But if I found my mom's old freaking platforms from the 1970s and her Daisy Dukes that she used to have, the apple bottoms, I put them on and I go around the house, wearing them. My dad was never home because he was always working. So, the only time we saw my dad was like either Saturday and Sunday when he was off of work. But even then, sometimes he was on call because he was a mechanic. So a truck mechanic. And so, I was able to at least be me around my household, and my mom and my sister was there when I was growing up. So I was, growing up around a whole bunch of women. And then later on, I have my little brothers. So I became... I became like a mom because I would take care of my brothers and help my mom out with everything, and because she was sick too. So
no, yeah, I just feel like sometimes within the culture, and you said you were first generation too, so yeah. I'm like, that'd be a little hardcore. Like even my dad came very young age, but I'm like, I still feel like I always had that pressure, like you better not act like this or act too much like this or show too much skin. Like I was very, like, I'm thick, right? So very young, like I had a booty, and my dad would literally not let me wear tight shit because of my ass, like if it was my fault, and it's like, you can't come off like this. Like I just feel like sometimes in the culture, our people are worried about what everybody else is gonna think, and I feel like that you grow up with that sometimes, like maybe I shouldn't do this.
Yeah, because you want to make sure that you represent the family well and keep their name right, and making everything look good. I mean, it's conservativeness, and some, like, it just depends on the families, because some families are really conservative, like yours, like your dad said, to hide everything and make sure that you don't show anything. But then like my family, they're like chill as fuck and they're cool, and there's like certain extents that you can do things, but you just don't be overboard with it, don't overdo it, don't be over flamboyant. So yeah,
there's a meme that's going around. I don't know if it's a meme or like a quote or whatever, those things on Instagram. And you mentioned something about like, because you're thick or like you had a booty, your dad was like, don't show too much. You don't think that, just playing devil's advocate, like that your dad was trying to protect you? And so the meme that I've seen is like, protect your daughter, and then they scratch it out and it says, no, educate your boys.
Oh, I love that.
So it's like, I just want to talk about that with you because I'm curious from a female perspective, like, what do you think about that?
I 100% agree with that, because I feel like society has gotten so used to men just being dogs. They're always trying to protect the woman. Like, you shouldn't be out. Or like even my grandma to this day will say things like that. Like, why are you wearing, like if I were to go out at night, like, that you can get in serious trouble for wearing shit like that. But I do understand that my dad was protecting me, and I feel like it's always the men. That's why they don't want to have daughters, because they know exactly what they're capable of. But I 100% agree with that meme. Like, I do get my dad. I'm his daughter. No dad wants to see their daughter, like at the strip club, or like guys checking her out. It's awkward. Even with my mom, when guys check me out around my mom, or if they've done it to us together, like it's awkward. But in reality, is these men that have no fucking boundaries, and they're disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I agree with you 100%. And I also trying to be a realist here, and so like even me myself, like if I was to be parked in downtown after the Staples Center and there's a dark alley, like even me as a grown man, like I still like know, like, don't walk down that alley, there's homeless people, or you can get attacked, or this or that, so like even like Erick, who's raising his niece, and she's like 15, and like like you want to empower them to be like these strong, beautiful women, but at the same time, like the judge and your grandma, they were right. Like things like that do happen at 3:00 in the morning, dark in a dark alley, Yeah. And then on top of that, you throw a mini skirt. It's like, obviously you're not asking for it,
yeah.
But it can happen,
Yeah, but I feel like also like in the Latino culture, it was seen like that. Like, well, you're asking to get raped. Like even my grandma would make little comments like, she's a great person, but to this day we try to like change, even with the whole Black Lives Matter. I feel like a lot of Latinos, we also have to educate like our home, because I don't think that my grandma's a fucking racist, like like she hate, but they make comments that just don't click, and I'm like, you can't be saying things like that,
that are racist.
Yeah. And she's like, no, it's skin, no. I'm like, okay, just don't say it. So things like that, like she didn't want to come off like that, but she's saying that, like, pues por qué se visten así? So it's like, that's kind of like you saying she asking for it. It's like, yes, there are people out there, but at the same time, I think it's fucked up that we do have to watch the way we dress, because there's sick people out there.
You know what? It's like Jose said, I'm raising my niece. I've had her since she was 5. She's going to be 15 this July. And it's a little bit of a balance of everything, and also how well educated we are to, to empower these kids. to the best of our ability. You know, I let her do what she wants to a certain extent. But I let her know, you know, like, protect yourself, protect your body. Don't let nobody touch you here. Don't let nobody touch you here, down there, you know, or don't let nobody do what you don't want to do, you know. There's a lot of peer pressure out there. And I would hope that you would make the right decisions. I mean, you could dress however you want, and do whatever you want, but at the same time, you are also making a statement for other people out there to give that impression that, you know, they can take advantage of you. But, you know, you have to have balance. So at the end of the day, you got to make sure that you're educating them enough to know what they're doing out in the real world, in society, so that way they're able to be well prepared.
And I feel like I give credit to my dad for that, because my dad's a gangster. So I feel like it really helped me, you know, like, yes, he was strict to the point where it was so annoying, but I promise you that I had a lot of things that happened to friends growing up, you know, that kind of weren't on that, not that weren't gamed up, but like the night, because you're naive when you're young, right? And I feel like my dad will always be like, I'll never forget this. Like, my dad would be like, oh, like, if a guy laughs and touches like your like your knee, like, oh fuck, you're funny, Vanessa. Like, he's already thinking the next time he could get a little closer, higher up, you know, like, he's already thinking that. So I was already very like, oh, don't touch my leg, little boy. And like, even though, but it's true, it's true, guys go as far as you let them. I feel that way. And I'm just
exactly.
So I think it's cool that also teaching about like your environment, your surroundings. Like, my dad was always very like that. Like, don't go nowhere de pendeja. Like, look around, look at the vibe, look at the environment. How are people acting around, looking around? Is it suspicious? You know, just checking your environment, because there's somebody always watching. And I feel like that's how sick people work, that they're just watching, waiting for you to slip up or walk home alone, or, you know, people are watching. Someone's always watching. That's how I feel.
And especially, I respect Erick's opinion, because he's parenting and I'm not, you know. So I would just put a remix to that meme and be like, but don't be pendeja, you know, like,
no, yeah, ponte trucha, like, be trucha,
you know, you can wear whatever you want to wear, just don't be pendeja, you know.
Yeah, no,
exactly.
Yeah, it is true. You still got it, because in reality, we don't live in a perfect world. In reality, there's still gonna be sick fucks, so you still gotta be you gotta be ready.
Exactly, you gotta teach them everything, man. It's so fucking hard.
Well, this generation too, teenagers in 2021.
Oh, Dios mío, they're fucking on their phones. They're doing all kinds of shit behind your back. You don't know what they're doing in the DMs. It's like, oh, and I tell her, do not take pictures and send them to boys, because that shit's gonna bite you in the ass. Or send it to girls, or whoever you send it to, you know, like, whatever your preference is. But don't be doing that shit, because it's gonna come back to you 10 times full, and you don't want that on your conscience.
Okay. You know, I like to take it up another level.
Go ahead.
So, and this is gonna trigger Erick. So his fave, Cardi B, performed at the Grammys with Megan Thee Stallion, and she did WAP, Wet Ass Pussy, right? She did the edited version. And so there's this big thing out there. She even addressed it on her social media about moms that are complaining about the performance. And it's like, well, listen, like, if you don't want your kids watching that, then your kids shouldn't be watching the Grammys. But then at the same time, it's like, well, my kid is a fan of Harry Styles and Billie Eilish and Taylor Swift, you know, and they sing like wholesome lyrics or whatever the case may be. And then here you go, like, a minute later, it's like talking about wet ass pussy, and it's like a stripper pole. What do y'all think about that? Because I don't have kids, so.
Well, I grew up in the 80s, so we had Madonna. Madonna was also the one that also pushed the boundaries of sex and bringing out that culture. So, like, it's almost the same thing. With each generation, there's a different artist that will push those boundaries. And it's up to us to let our kids watch it or not. You know, if you go up in a conservative home, you're probably not going to watch it. If you have a more of a lenient home, then you'll watch it, you know? It's up to you. And again, it's all about coming back to the education on how you teach your children, you know?
I think it's bullshit. Everybody that got something to say about it, because there was a meme about it. Like, I don't know if I'm sure you guys saw it, like how Meg and Cardi were like, you know, coochie to coochie, like they were coochie popping, and everybody was like, oh, back in the day, people were scared of this. It was like a cartoon. I don't know what cartoon it was, but now we're seeing this on TV, and I'm just like, okay, there's a lot of like. These things are happening. Sex is happening, y'all. Like, it's happening, right? It's always been happening back in I don't know how long, like orgies and all that. Like, we're humans. Like, sex is a thing, right? But there has been a limit, and like society, Jose keeps like back to society, what their boundaries are, what they think shouldn't be on TV. They made it into a taboo.
That's why it's and that's why it's like more about sensitivity, because it's a taboo. It's something that we don't really talk about growing up. It's like, that's why I think it's important to have like sex education, even like middle school. You don't have to wait till like college or whatever. Like, sex is real. Like, how do you think you got here? Like, stop telling people that, you know, it's a fucking like stork that dropped off a baby, you know, in the chimney, because that's not real. Like, sex is a real thing. And so that's what's happening. It's that we try to be super sensitive with the children all the way until they're like adults to understand something, and it's like, no, it's too late by that time. And you know what? Kids are having sex early.
And you know what's crazy to me? I'm gonna be that person to compare it to this, but it's like things like gun violence. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is not cool, like, to just shoot people, but we got games on them, we got TVs, we got, like, it's all over TV. And it's like, well, parents will be like, well, I don't want my daughter being exposed to all those sexual shits. Oh, my uncle's calling. To all those sexual shit. But your daughter could see that it's very simple to just find guns and kill people and just shoot outs, and you know, like, it just doesn't make sense. So definitely back to what Jose said, like, it's just they just made it taboo. Like, it's just like, you shouldn't be talking about it, you shouldn't be looking at that, like, you know. So I don't know, I think it's, and especially men, it gets me mad. I just did an episode on how men ain't shit. I mean, do I really think they not shit? No. But to an extent, I truly feel like, why is it always men talking shit about women like that? And then at the end of the day, be attracted to women like that.
Yeah, that's so true. And it's funny because when we go to when we meet straight guys, or when I meet straight guys out at the bars and stuff like that, and I play and I flirt with them and I hit on them, they're like, dude, like, all right, you know, chill, like, you're going a little too far. I'm like, oh, I am. So now you know what it feels like for a woman to be hit on by a man. Right? And they be like, oh shit, oh my god, like, I blow their minds, and it's just like, okay, see, that's what it is. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to blow your mind and figure out.
See how I blew your mind? Imagine me blowing your dick.
Hey. Hell. I love that about it. No, but I hate that about guys. Like, why? And
it's a double standard. It's a double standard.
Yeah, it's bullshit. I'm like, y'all some other shit. And I feel like to the Cardi B thing or whatever, the performance, like, it was a lot of men, and I felt some type of way. Like, I'm like, I follow you fucking assholes, and y'all got something to say. Like, I think one of them I dissed it in his DMs, and I'm like, but you like it though, you know? Like, I love Meg, and there's a lyric where Meg is like, I think it's Shots Fired. She's like talking shit about what I'm doing, but at the end of the night, like, you still beat your dick to my videos. So it's like, really, and I hate that. Like, men can just, and that's another thing men lack, is just like being straight up. Like, be straight up, you like it, but you don't want your girl to be doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because of the way it's viewed.
Yeah, they want wifey material for their partner, but they love like tipping strippers at the club, right? And they love like that stuff. So it's like,
what do you think about people that take their partners to the strip club? How y'all feel about that?
I love it. It's exploration. You're exploring your sexuality. And if you're comfortable with it, then you're comfortable, you know, being with with your partner and who you love. I mean, I like it. I've been to the strip club, men and women.
I love strip clubs, but I wouldn't take someone that I'm dating to the strip club. And it really depends too. Like, if it's a gay strip club, definitely not doing that. But if it's a girl strip club, like, I can see us having fun there.
Okay, I think I would feel comfortable like that too. Like, if I took my man to a gay strip club, I'll do that. Yeah. I'd be like, let's go look at some ass, baby.
Throw some ones on that dick, girl.
No, but honestly, like, I have been to gay clubs, and I feel like one thing that I can say about the gay community is y'all so fucking lit. Like, so fucking lit. I'm like, when I go to the, like, I feel like when I was younger, I used to love to dance, right? And then when I would go to clubs as I got older, I was always fucking it up. But now I feel like they don't be fucking it up at the clubs no more. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go over here. Let me go have some real fun. And like, the gay clubs be fucking popping. I love them.
But you know why? Because we fucking hype you guys up. That's the thing. We hype. We're like, damn, bitch, you look so hot tonight. Fuck yeah, let's do this.
That's true.
Exactly. So it's all about the hyping, about the support, about the love, and just not giving
like,
a fuck
nobody's hating on nobody in there. Like, when you go to clubs, people are just looking. I'm like, bitch, can we all just turn the fuck up? Like, stop looking around. And
then the drinks are cheap as fuck, but strong as fuck too. So you get lit real quick.
Yes, I never been to a gay strip club. That's why I'm like, ooh. But we're visiting our we call them gunkles. right? They live in Palm Springs. So we're going to go out there, and I feel like he's going to show us around to the gay strip club.
Oh,
so I can't
girl,
wait.
you're going to love it.
I know, but I'm like, Rona, we keep saying that. We're like, okay, but we're going to wait a little bit more because everybody getting vaccinated. Have you guys been vaccinated?
I'm getting mine next week.
You?
I haven't got I'm not eligible yet.
Are you plan to?
I plan to. Yeah, I just want to see if Eric dies or something.
Yeah,
first.
same.
Oh, gee, thanks, guys.
I'm just waiting on the people. My mom's like, Ian. I'm just waiting on y'all.
My roommate, which Eric knows, she's probably can hear me right now because I always talk shit about her. Like not shit, but I always reference her in the podcast. We both got COVID last year in the summer, and she ended up she ended up going to the hospital, and it was a scary situation. And she just got her first vaccine yesterday, and overnight, at 3 a.m. or something, she had a reaction to it, and she was feeling like shit, and so there's side effects to it, right? And so it just depends on how strong and healthy your body is, I think. So yeah, I'm kind of waiting it out a little bit, but every time I check the website, I'm not eligible for it, and I know a lot of people are cutting the line and making up excuses to get the vaccine, and I want to, all the elderly people, all the people that are high risk, all our, frontline workers, let them go first.
Yeah, I'm kind of nervous about it myself because on the podcast, I revealed my HIV status. And then just recently, I was also diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. So now I'm trying to reverse that back. And I don't even know what the side effects are going to be from this vaccine. I'm giving it the benefit of a doubt. I'm thinking positively. So I was like, hey, maybe if they give it to me, those two things will go away real quick. Hey.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna switch it up real quick. I do want to get into this dating life because I know quarantine is another life. But what I tried during quarantine was dating apps. I don't know how y'all feel about those because it was the worst experience of my fucking life.
Which ones do you have?
Okay, I got Bumble, and not to knock again for the 100th time, but it was so much white people. I was like, oh my god, we don't have nothing in common. I don't think they like me. I feel like white men, I could feel it. We're not attracted to each other. And I'm like, and then I got Cheese Spa, right? Which was so fun because it's so ratchet. Again, they gotta fucking sponsor me because I'm sick of them. But I like Cheese Spa because it's culture in there. And I love that. You'll see fools with their 40s and they're just looking all ratchet. Obviously, I'm not gonna hit yes or whatever, but I appreciate the realness and the culture in Cheese Spa.
Yes, I mean I have the apps. We've had this on our podcast too. We discussed about apps, and I have Grindr, I have Scruff, I have Growler, I have another one called Sniffies. That's like a website, and I have them. But do I hook up with these guys? Hardly ever. Maybe once or twice, but that's it. I hardly ever do it because I hear these fucking stories where the guy goes over the house and they end up getting beat up or drugged and raped or God knows what. So I kind of I'm hesitant to even meet up with somebody. And if I do, I'll meet up with them in public first and then we'll take it from there.
What about you, Jose? That's scary, Eric.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really want to suck a dick, you have to take the risk.
Hey, suck a dick, save a life.
Fuck.
You might not have time to meet up at Starbucks. Find me in a dark parking lot and let me suck you off. I mean,
I remember I had a friend, he was always on Grindr, and it was back in 2012. It was the thing, right? I think it was Grindr, yeah. And he would sneak out of the dorms and be like, bitch, we just went to a random ass alley. I'm like, well, at least you got yours, buddy. I'm still sitting here in the fucking dorm, waiting on. Because it is scary, though. It is scary. And he would always be scared. I remember that. Shout out to John. His name was John. And he'd be like, bitch. But he always had some good stories. But I didn't get shit on there. All I got was weird ass fucking messages. So I ain't got no hope for this quarantine dating.
I do prefer Bumble and Tinder because I feel like the conversations that I have on there are more dating vibes, and they're more, it's not what's your favorite color or how big is your dick. It's more it's more, I have more better conversations on there. I'm currently not active on there, but I think I've had the best experiences from those apps.
I want to have a convo sometimes. Like sometimes I just want to talk. Like I'm getting a little older, so I'm like, bitch, I just want to talk.
I need somebody to listen to me. That's it.
Like I already did my ratchet shit. Like I'm kind of like, yeah, it's time.
Yeah. Well, I think it depends on your profile too. Like, what energy are you putting out there? You know, like your photo,
girl.
like
nice girl.
Nice girl.
What is it called? Something in the streets, but a freak in the sheets.
Oh, I know that's right.
Okay.
No, yeah, I have like selfies. No, because I'm like, men are just dogs. Like I'm just like, fuck. Like I don't know. I'm just kind of like, we'll see.
Women can be dogs too, though. Come on.
Yes, look at it. She's giving us a stank eye. I mean, she knows it.
I mean, yeah, but I feel like women, one thing that they'll probably do a lot is like go after men's money. Like they're just always like, oh, he gotta be rich. Like they'll use men for money. So I get in that sense, like it's fucked up. But I feel like men like that shit. Like me and my cousin were talking about it. She's like, dude, think about it. Like old people really pay young women to just be seen with them.
That's true though. Yeah, and they even it's crazy what people will pay for.
Like the guy's still winning. The guy's still getting his out of it.
Mm-hmm. And I've had friends that have like profiles with like feet. I have a friend who she has nothing but puro pata, you know, like it's like, okay, it's showing my toes, dipping them in ice cubes or putting it in jello. Like, what the fuck is it? And she's all like, yeah, and they're tipping me like $200, $300.
Yes, I've heard about that.
I should get on that shit, paint my toenails, and just fucking do it. Like,
dude, hey. Yeah, I heard like I've seen some weird like some girl was like, oh yeah, like I don't even have that like cute ass feet, but like there's men out there, like you have to find the right men, and they'll pay for that shit. Like, oh, let me see your feet like in the sand or go to the dirt, and like they just want to see your feet on dirt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or you gotta just find the right hashtags. It's like hashtag Foot Nation. You'll find them.
Yes.
I look at my toes, I'm like, okay.
And it's crazy what guys can do. Like just yesterday, my friend was talking about how this guy had like a latex fetish, and he liked eggs, like boiled eggs, hard-boiled eggs. So he made my friend wear this latex outfit, sit in a chair, and then the guy came and brought boiled eggs and rolled him the boiled eggs and told him to stomp on the eggs, you know, to smash them with his feet. And the guy got a thrill out of it. And then like after like my friend said after like the fourth egg that he rolled, he just started to jack off, and he was just going at it and enjoying every minute of it. He's like, okay, fucking like bitch, like what do you want me to do? Like fucking eat a salad after this or what?
Imagine he's like, now eat it.
Give me some mayonesa, some tajin.
Ensalada de huevo.
Have y'all ever wondered like how fetishes start like in a person? Because like we're not born with these, right? It's like you like latex, or you like rubber, you like leather, you like, you know, body odor, you like feet, whatever the case may be, or you like only black men dick, or you like Asian pussy, like all these different like fetishes or fantasies or whatever. Like where do those come from? You know, because have you ever thought about that?
Well, do you guys have any fantasies?
No. I mean, YG, but like...
What? No, come on, Nessa.
I swear to you, I was just talking about this to somebody. Girl? I'm a ratchet bitch, but when it comes to sexual shit, I'm not that bitch. I promise.
You're vanilla?
I'm what?
Vanilla? It's called vanilla.
What is that? Is that basic? Because vanilla is a basic ass flavor.
Yes, it's basic.
Don't call me a basic. Dude, I swear, I'm gonna collab with this girl. She has like a whole line of like just like pussy shit, right? Like women empowering their sexuality, like I come, like spit on it, shit. And I love it. I fucking love it. But when it comes to me, like, okay, Vanessa, so do you spit on it? Like, I'm just like, huh?
Well, this podcast is called The Real Ratchet and Reckless, right? That's classy and bougie.
Yeah, but I'm trying to switch it up. Like, just because I'm a ratchet don't mean I'm a fucking, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no.
Come on, girl. We know you have some kinks
you need to have a little quiz. Okay, you need to have like a freaky quiz. So fantasies is not like one of my things, really. Like I'll think about things, like past partners, and I'll remember like that one time.
Yeah, so technically everyone has fantasies, because fantasies are just thoughts. And so if the thought takes you to that place, then that was a fantasy.
Okay.
But yeah, a lot just going back to the quiz, like fetish versus kink. And so fetish is like almost, it could become a necessity where you need that fetish in order to even like bust a nut, or like it can even replace your partner. So like, oh, like I don't need my partner, like just having this fetish like is more than enough to satisfy me sexually. Kink is something that you add. It's more like a garnish. It's like a toy or something like that increases the sexual activity and all that, and the pleasures and all that. So those are the two differences that people always get confused between kink and fetish.
Honestly,
and I got both.
Hey, honestly, I'm definitely vanilla. That's fucked up. I can't believe that you called me vanilla.
Oh,
you don't even have to explain.
Girl, you gotta expand your horizons. Come on.
I ain't got nobody. I'm telling you. Like I've always been like the little girlfriend kind of bitch, you know what I'm saying? And then I was on and off with my ex, and then I met a new guy, and then that's been it. Like there ain't nothing to it. Like I feel like I haven't met someone that has made me want to explore. You know what I'm saying?
So maybe you're fucking vanilla guys. That's what
I was just thinking. I'm like, the guys I'm dating are just basic as fuck.
There you go. We found your problem.
If y'all out there, bitch, get lonely.
They're out there, girl.
But yeah, no, fetishes are started like when you're young and you start exploring your body and you come off of like something, it registers in your mind. So then the next time you're looking for it to bust again, you go back to that search. It's almost like you're searching on porn, like Pornhub.com or whatever. Chances are you're probably searching the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
Mm-hmm. We searched yesterday when I went out the furries. You know what furries are, right, Jose?
No.
Okay, well, furries is kind of like another fetish where these people put on like mascot suits. Like it could be a wolf, it could be a dolphin, it could be an anime character, Spider-Man, anything. And they end up having sex with each other, like in those costumes. So they get off like that. It's the funniest shit ever. Just go to Pornhub.com and you'll put in furry, Furry, and you'll find it there. Trust me. There's a lot you can find on Pornhub.
Oh my God.
We should get sponsored by Pornhub.
Right? You know what? I would.
Pornhub is like, we don't do vanilla. Sorry, Nessa.
No, you a bully.
No, but I think that's hot. Like, you know, I can see myself like getting fucked by like a hot ass Batman or Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I really don't know what I would do in that situation. Like if somebody just popped, like I'm dating someone and they just come out and they're like, you know, furry, and I'm like, bitch, what? Like I wouldn't know if to laugh or run.
Try it out. You never know. Shit.
Jose, try it with me.
I'm down.
He's like, bitch, you're vanilla. Hey, have you guys ever had any sexual encounters with a woman? I really want. Never.
I almost did. I made out with like 3 girls in my lifetime, but I never really went down there. I just think, to me personally, the coochie, it looks like a predator. It's like, you know, or it looks like the thing. So I don't know. I can't.
Oh fuck!
Strictly dickly, all the men. That's it.
Yes.
I just love men.
Wait, so you never even touched one?
Nope. And I will never touch one.
Me neither. You, Jose?
Erick is lying. He be playing with his own pussy all the time.
My bussy, not my pussy.
My bussy, bitch.
But bussy with the B.
Yes.
No, yeah, I've messed with women before.
How was that?
But I'm not going back.
Strictly dickly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think once, I've never said this before, and I'm going to say it here. Because you guys are just
exclusive.
Hey, the vanilla speaking, guys. I'm not gonna forget that, Jose. ever. Like
vanilla,
I'm like,
just doing the chat.
I'm gonna call my friends, be like, bitch, guess what? But once upon a time, I did make out with a girl, but it was like she was gay, right? So I thought it was interesting because I've never kissed a girl. Like, you know how they be like, oh, you know, you kiss your homegirls. I'm like, nah, I know where they've been. I don't want to kiss my homegirls. Trust me. Like, I just don't. I'm not those girls that like make out with their friends. It's just like, nah, bitch, go over there with your stinky ass. No. But But I remember this girl, like we were so drunk and we all went out like friends, like co-workers, friends, blah, blah, blah. And I was fucked up. And I remember that I went to the restroom and she's like, oh, I'll go with you. But I know she liked me. But I feel like it was also a power trip thing. Like, oh, I know she likes me. So we went to the restroom and then I swear, like I was fucked up and all I remember is just us being in a stall and then us making out. And then I
like
was
hardcore, huh?
Yeah. And then I was like, the next day, I'm like, why the fuck did I do that? Like, why did I do that? And I know everybody at work was just like, I'm like, all right, whatever. But that was like my only encounter with the same sex. Like it was, and that was it. And I don't know. I don't know. I think I like boys, but they're on my nerves right now. These little men.
Mm-hmm. A quick question. I want to flip the script on you.
Don't be doing that because then I'm gonna be called something else. Y'all gonna expose me. I'm a vanilla. What you gonna make me look like now, Eric?
Would you ever date somebody, a trans man?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because there's some hot ass trans men.
And I heard about all these celebrities that been fucking with trans. So I don't know. Because you know what? I saw this other thing too. Like, if it doesn't come up, do you need to tell? Like, if it was a woman that was just trans and like nothing, and now she's a man and nothing about her like gave me any sign, like, or I never asked, like, are you supposed to even tell them you're trans if it just never comes up, right? So I'm like, in that case, if I dated someone, if they were to tell me, you mean like, okay, they're like, yeah, I'm trans. But I would not care if, I mean, you look like a complete man and you got man, you know what I'm saying? Like you got the date. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why it would be a problem then. I'm like, you are what I like. You look like what I like. You physically have what I like. So I don't think I'd trip. But I would be shocked. I'd be like, bitch, what? I'd be like, actually, you know what? Maybe I'd connect better that way because I fuck with females. Like, you know what? Maybe that'll work out for me because men's brain, oh my God. Like, I still can't believe God created their brains, So maybe if it was a brain of a woman, it would work out.
Hey, you can explore that a possibility, girl. Get it.
You know what? Okay. Good question, Eric.
Cheers to that.
You don't have to dig. You could just get a strap on.
I feel like that's different. I'm going to need the dick.
I'm going to need a real dick.
Yeah, I'm going to need a real dick.
And the reason I asked you that question is because, we support the trans community a lot.
Oh, I know that's right.
We show a lot of love to them for the podcast. And we just want to make it, just like your average conversation, a normal talk and have, educate everybody on it, especially ourselves. Being part of the gay community, we don't have all the answers of being gay. We just are who we are. And we happen to run into people within our community that educates us on the daily. So, I'm thankful for this podcast and having it. And especially it's from the urban queer Latino perspective. Me and Jose have it. And it's great to see that representation because it matters.
No, yeah, of course. Even for myself, like to just collab with you guys and just learn, because I feel like especially just the straight people, like they be so like sometimes naive to things or just don't get it. And I'm like, I really feel like at the end of the day, it is education. And as long as you're willing to be open to it, I'm going to learn shit. Like I learned so much shit on this podcast, just having this conversation, terms, like we need to learn terms, and just be open to with the trans. Like I currently have someone too that I'm really close to. And I just have seen her whole transition and it's fucking beautiful. And I'm just like, damn, like I love that there's now a space for it and you can be whatever the fuck you want, you can rep whatever you feel, and I feel like who cares what people have to say, and people need to get over it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactamente. People gotta stop being so fucking, what is it called, fucking uptight and shit,
because you like it.
Low key.
They like it. They just, I don't know.
And like there's also a lot of people who are against all this, and there's lots of people that are against it. And they always say that it's like, why are we trying to add like new terms, and like why are we like coming up with like new genders and like all these different letters that we're adding to the LGBTQIA plus, like the letters keep going and going and going. And so what I have to say about that is that gay people, lesbian people, bi people, trans people have always existed, always. It's day one. It's just that we're now like as a society learning, educating ourselves, and yes, we need to add words to it. Yeah, there is gender pronouns. There is all these verbiage that we need to like, deal with it. Like these, it's just that back in the day there wasn't any labels or terminology for it, and now we're applying it. So it's just something that as a society, like it's okay to grow, it's okay to learn, it's okay to add new words to your vocabulary. Like it's called evolving. So just get used to it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was good right there. Do y'all feel y'all want to add anything to this before we wrap it up? Or before you call me vanilla again?
Ooh, you got her all hyped up on that one. No, we just want to say, thank you so much, Nessa, for interviewing us. Make sure if you're to your listeners to listen and check out, LGBTQ podcasts. Yes. And share with your friends and family or somebody who's struggling to come out. That's also something that we advocate for, because we're here to help the best way that we can. And at the end of the day, we always ask or always end off with you either just be good or be good at it, but be safe.
Aww.
Yes.
Our
podcast is also for straight people, because one thing that we always try to make sure is that our podcast is more like a resource, like a tool. So like you don't have to be gay to be listening. It's actually really educational if you're a straight person and you want to learn more, because you as a woman, you never know if your child is going to be LGBT. You don't know if your brother or your sister are trans and thinking about it. You don't know if you're going to move to another apartment and your neighbor is going to be trans. Like you just never know. You might get a new job and guess what? Your boss is lesbian. What do you do then? So like educate yourself. Like it's like saying like pick up a book, like pick up a podcast, pick up your headphones and learn something.
Yes. No, I know the listeners are going to appreciate this, guys. Like I genuinely I'm happy that I always say this, every guest that I bring on, I never regret it, because it's a vibe that I get. And I will always say this, like, yes, Instagram is not everything that we see, but when you see people talk and you see videos, you can kind of see how they are. And I feel like I definitely got that from you guys. And I'm really happy that, again, my gut feelings were right. And you guys are fucking dope. You guys are fucking dope. And I feel like my listeners are really gonna appreciate this, because we real ratchet and reckless, bitch. And I feel like you guys definitely kept it real ratchet and reckless. And it's so much fun to have podcasters on my podcast. That shit is dope.
We could talk for days. That's why.
Right? I know, and it just switches up. And Jose, ooh, you something, Jose.
Oh, she's a little sneaky, so.
No, but she know what to ask, when to ask. I like that.
That. That's why I have her as my co-host.
I love it, and I just want to thank you guys again, and same likewise. Be safe, and I appreciate you guys for just the collab. It was dope.
Thank you. And for those who are listening again, if you want to find us, just go to our website, the HomoHomiePodcast.com. You can also find us with that handle on Instagram at the HomoHomie Podcast, or you could find me and Jose. I'm at the HomoHomie, and Jose's is at the Jose Resendez.
Yes. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for coming by. Y'all already know who it is. It's your girl, Nessa Hernandez. Don't forget to let your mama know, your tia know, your abuelita know that the real, the ratchet, and the reckless is where it's at. I'm signing out.